Hi there, lovely people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. 5:35 here in Dhaka. Very peaceful and quiet. Everybody's sleeping. So I'll be doing a fragrance review, or rather a list of 15 fragrances which I find extremely polarizing. What do I mean by polarizing? Something I have done before, love it or hate it, something challenging. This fragrance will definitely challenge you, not a safe blind buy, or how else should I put it? These are not the fragrance I recommend you to give someone, who are not used to this kind of fragrances. Sometimes they can come up very scary. Sometimes people can absolutely hate it. Some of these fragrances worked for me right from the word go, but some of them took time. And some of them are still studying. I do not understand 100%. So without any further honorable mention, let's go one by one. I have some designer and then some niche. Okay, first fragrance, when I talk about polarizing, the pink juice comes to mind, right? Joop Homme. This is one of the fragrances. It's really talked about in the community, very polarizing. The juice color, some people say it's kind of feminine, and then the fragrance, it has really high dosage of sweetness. It's very strong, and it's like it's a winter perfume, but many people cannot seem to wear this. People prefer Mont Blanc individual over this. I understand that one is more sophisticated, but Joop Homme is a fragrance, you love it or hate it. In the morning in winter, I really love wearing this, and I really enjoyed this fragrance from the word go. So for me it worked, but definitely do not blind buy this. Check, try before you buy. I have a big 200 ml because I have true love for this fragrance. Joop Homme. I'll write down the names. Number 14 is a fragrance. I think it's got discontinued a few months back, or last year rather, and this is from YSL. I have a couple of YSLs today. This perfume right here, I think it has star anise, blackcurrant or blueberry is one of those, vanilla, and then some spicy vibe. It's a oriental. It's a fragrance called Opium Purum. If you write down this name in Facebook, they get confused and they think this is a sort of like recreational drug rather than a perfume. But this is a fragrance which challenged me a lot. I always love this opening, but it has this kind of like a medicinal vibe in the opening, and very not modern sort of a vibe. This one took me 3 to 4 years to pull the trigger, like to buy this one, right? So definitely in that zone. Check out my full review on each. This fragrance is not for people who are used to Sauvage, Bleu de Chanel, but this is a beauty of its own. It's one of the powerhouse fragrances, but if you can find the EDP version or the perfume version, that would be great. But I really find this fragrance challenged me at first. Okay, Opium Purum by YSL. Number 13, or rather number 3, it's a fragrance everybody would agree with me more or less, even if you loved it at first sniff, but for many people it challenged them. This is called Bentley For Men Intense. I definitely need to get a backup bottle. I heard this is discontinued or something like it. So Bentley For Men Intense, basically it's a rugged fragrance. The first time I sniffed it, I fell head over heels over this. The reason being, I like this kind of fragrances, strong, something like a Davidoff leather blend. It has something animalic, boozy, leather, spicy. I like that kind of fragrances. Okay, and I really like this bottle, and I think this fragrance lasts like half a day, projects a lot, but hardly you get compliments with it. But then you wear it for yourself. It's a really niche quality juice from the car company Bentley. This definitely is in this list. Number 12, I'm going to show you a discontinued fragrance. Many people ask me, where do I get it? You cannot get this version anymore. I treasure this perfume, and I wear it mostly on special occasions where I really have the mood. This is Guerlain's Lanced in the Guerlain Extreme, or called LIDGE. So this one, they have a new version, the intense version, the EDT version. Basically, this is what this is also got the star anise. It got cacao. I think it has a chocolatey vibe. Basically, it takes that Dior Intense to the next level, and I did not understand the hype at first when I sniffed it. I was like, this is a bit bitter opening. It has some of the other notes. It has some spices, but if you do enjoy Dior Intense, I think this is more complex version of it. There's not that much similarity. Like, I wouldn't say this one has iris and all that, but this one definitely, the cacao, the chocolatey vibe, it comes off. The longer it's on your skin, it develops better. But on the first sniff, people would not, I think many people would not get the hype behind this. Okay, but I actually studied this perfume for a long time and I fell in love with it. LIDGE, or Lanced in the Guerlain Extreme. Number 5 or number 11? No, that's number 5. Let's go this way. It's confusing otherwise. This fragrance, everybody agrees, this is not safe blind buy, and this is from Gucci's beautiful collection. This is called Gucci Guilty, the new line. The other Guilty ones, older ones, are not that great. This one, Gucci Guilty Absolute, then Gucci Guilty Oud or Gucci Guilty Femme. These three and the Gucci Guilty Cologne. These four are really good. This is one of the best Gucci ever made. Mark my words. This fragrance, if you don't understand right now, if you even don't like it, get a bottle now, and then perhaps later, you know, like in future, one fine day it will grow on you. But the Savlon or Dettol vibe or the Band-Aid or that reminds you of the hospital floor. I said it many times. Even many reviewers said that as well. Makes this fragrance a rugged, dry leather, boozy, kind of like a vetiver. I think those are the things in there, but mostly dry leather. Oh man, this fragrance definitely reminds me of some sort of like a tragedy or war. Gucci is one of the most out there fragrances, more bold fragrances. Okay, Gucci Guilty Absolute in this list, number 5. Number 6, the other YSL I was talking about, my favorite, Kouros. Some of people said, hey, what happened to your King Kouros? See man, in the summertime I don't dare wear this because it's already hot and humid. It's challenging. If I challenge myself a little bit more, then it's difficult. Check out my review. This is one of my most favorite fragrance to review of all time. You know, the reason being, this is so polarizing. Some people say this is a urinal joint, urinal cake. Some people say it's a fresh, clean, like a beautiful florals. You know, some people say it's like reminds me of smoking or ash. You get all that from this fragrance. It's an animalic perfume, which definitely should be in a collection for future reference. If you do not find this, let's say this is discontinued and this goes away from market, then you hunt down, you know, paying so much price. You need to keep a collection like this one in your arsenal for a reason. You know, if you're tired of everything else, put some Kouros on, then you'll see the magic. Check out my review, YSL Kouros. After that, let me show you a fragrance from Thierry Mugler. I was thinking to put original Amin or Angelman, then I went with pure Tonka. This is the one I have the most challenging time, you know, to pull off. The reason being, you know, the spicy Tonka in the opening is so challenging, and sometimes it lasts 12 hours, 14, 15 hours on the shirt, several days. The thing is, for some reason, like Fifth Delicious got this beautiful Tonka. If there's something powdery, sour, cherry Tonka, I understand. But I think this is the most challenging Tonka-based perfumes I have ever come across. Pure Tonka. And I think this is the most like beastly as well. But you definitely do not blind buy this. You're like, oh, it's discontinued, I should get it. Sample it first, then you see. Pure Tonka definitely is love it or hate it kind of fragrance for me, but I have it still because it's discontinued. After that, let's show you Moschino's Boy Toy, or Toy Boy rather. This one created a lot of controversy, you know, like let's say some people said the bottle is tacky or the theme behind it, it's not to their taste. They got pear, pepper, the like a gothic rose sort of vibe going on. And I think, yes, this all that, for many people it didn't work, and I can see why. This is not a safe blind buy. As you can tell, this is in this list. Apart from the bear, the smell, sometimes it's scary. Okay, I have few dark fragrances. This one I find extremely dark and I just wear it seldom, mostly in cold weathers. But you really have to get used to this kind of smell, like a potpourri smell sometimes, gothic, you know, something like a black magic going on. Moschino Toy Boy is definitely up there. Definitely not for faint of hearts, okay? But I love the bottle, I love the fragrance, but this is just to my taste. I would not say this will be loved by everybody, okay? Moschino Toy Boy. Next one, let's show you the beast, Rasasi Shuhrah, My Legacy. And I actually found this fragrance from one channel, one of the brothers who reviewed this for the very first time, and I took that challenge, and I think I was the earlier ones who reviewed it. I got a lot of views on it, and I definitely had the more fun with this perfume. Nowadays people ask me, how is Rasasi Shuhrah working for you now? It's not working for me because I'm not wearing it. The reason being, I did not lose love for this, but in summertime there are some fragrance which is a strictly no-no. What I mean by no-no, I don't want to show off or project so much when this is Shura, okay? Shura has the tobacco, fruits, smoke, ash, leather, oud, all these things with amped up sweetness. Anywhere you go, if you are gonna be in a place where like close proximity to other people, I do not recommend this in a summer day, okay? Definitely do not blind buy this even if this is cheap. But if you want to take an adventure, like if you want to go for a ride, if you want to buy something that's gonna challenge you, Rasasi Shuhrah is definitely right up there, okay? This is one definitely proudly sitting in this list. Let me show you the next one. I bought two Frederic Malle like earlier this year. One was Promise, which I sold it off. I could not wear it. If I had it today, I'll show you. But the other one, I loved it from the first nip. I fell in love with it. It's a green, floral, fresh perfume. And I think got higher scent than some of the other ones. But basically, it's called Synthetic Jungle. Okay. And I saw some people really loved it upon my recommendation. But many people could not stomach it because of the sheer greenness. Some people say it's not long lasting. You go nose blind to it, my friends. People around you can smell it all day. Somewhat it's fresh, it's cold, it's metallic, and it's just green. Okay, definitely if you gonna challenge yourself a little bit, get a sample like this, a sample of this perfume, then you see. Perhaps it will work for you, perhaps it will not, but I love Synthetic Jungle from the first day. This is definitely an expensive yet elegant fragrance for me in summer. Next one, let me show you, this is my favorite fragrance at this moment, called Burning Barbershop by DS and Durga. As you can tell, the wearings are not that much from this. I'm waiting for fall and winter to start, November, December up to February, and that's the time to wear this. As you can tell from the name, it's a barbershop fragrance. Definitely gonna be lavender play, but because citrus says, and I get this holy smoke like a chandan, like in India they say chandan. Man, absolute sheer beauty. I have another one that I like, I think Amber Kiso from this house, that is also very, very challenging. But man, once you get past that opening, or even once you understand the fragrance, you will enjoy the opening. It's literally like there's a fire going on, there's a lot of smoke, and then you get like a spicy lavender with a lot of citrus. Very, very beautiful. I think sometimes there is a neroli in there, something fresh in there. This is one perfume I keep saying how good this is, but I'm gonna challenge you for sure. Okay, it's called Burning Barbershop by DS and Durga. So next one, I have 4 left. This is a perfume, it's a top seller. This is one of the best Tom Ford ever made. And Tom Ford, I think if I had Noir de Noir or Tobacco Vanille, I would show one of those, but I have this one. This is called Tuscan Leather. For the first time, I'm going to tell you, like, Tuscan Leather I never hated, never found it challenging. I always had a thing for leather. And got the raspberry and leather combination. I went with all the dupes, like Liu Quam, everything, all those clones. But in the end, Tuscan Leather is the OG. But it doesn't work for everybody. Okay, it's a dark perfume. It's a kind of like intense experience. Not everybody can stomach this. Okay, so I would say this is one of the most polarizing yet most beautiful creation from Tom Ford. For me, this is one of the top 3 always. Okay, Tuscan Leather by Tom Ford. Number 3, I'm gonna go Nishane's Sultan Vetiver. So obviously I don't have that many Nishanes. I have 5 to 6 Nishanes, and then I reviewed quite a few. But there are like fragrance like Africa Oliphant or Nanshe, or there are a few other ones which are very, very challenging to my nose. Some of them were green, But what I understand from this house is a pure quality at extreme longevity, even the fresh ones. Sultan Vetiver is the one that I always loved because it's so bold. It has like 3, 4, 5 kind of vetivers utilized in this, and got this neroli, up top. It's very beautiful. Opening wise, very beautiful, but do not put too much. Okay, people get scared by this fragrance, and people look at you with a lot of respect. Okay, this is the best vetiver based perfumes out there in the market, at least to my nose. The ones that I went through, this is one of the best high quality fragrances ever, but definitely not a my blind buy worthy. Definitely check before you buy. I wish they made 100 ml of this, otherwise I'm going to buy a 50 ml backup. Sultan Vetiver by Nishane. Number 2, Unique Luxury Kute, or Kute. This is the only one that I have from this house. I want to get Crush on Me, and there's one more. I think there are 2 more I want to get. This fragrance right here, the best boozy perfume if you like whiskey. At first it may come off as like a little bit like a saddle of a horse, or something like a leathery sort of texture that soaking in the whiskey, or something like a barrel of whiskey. Not as sweet as pure malt, or something like your liking of by Killian's, like some of the other perfumes like Angel Share. This is not as sweet. This is kind of like a how do I say, if you like, there's a fragrance from I think Nasamato, is it Baraonda, or one of those fragrances, that one's 50 ml, this is 100 ml. So I always say this is the best value, better value than that, because price range wise you get double the juice. So if you like that from Nasamato, if it's Baraonda, I think it's Baraonda, I don't remember. This one, there are 2 fragrances I always get confused, but this one is not going to work for you if you're looking for, I love the note of JD or Shivas, I'm going to love this easily. When you smell this, At first I was like, what am I smelling, you know? Did I make a mistake by buying this? Because it was definitely not cheap. But then once I understood the concept, how long this lasts, man, give it time. Even if you blind bought this, give it time. Beautiful presentation. Check out my review. This is definitely in this list, high up in the list. This is called Kute. And number one, last but not least, is my beautiful Blue Beast Interlude. Always massive respect for this. This one, I do not know why I fell in love with this perfume from the day one. It got the leather, oud, smoke, spices. Definitely most of the people are scared of this. If you like this but cannot wear it, I would suggest go with Interlude Black Iris. There's another one, I think Perfume Concentration, the 53 or something, I forgot the name. Those are more wearable. The iris is a lot more amped up. And the fragrance, basically, it's a lot more, I'm wearing this in the early morning, much more toned down version of it. But there's kind of like a spicy note in this. The leather, oud combined, the smoke. People call this Blue Beast for a reason. I would say if you love this, you're going to love all the way. You're going to be the most diehard fan of this perfume, even more so than Kouros. Okay, the scent profile wise, they are both very addictive. But if you do not like it, trust me, it will give you such nightmares, you know. You will never ever look this way again. But that's what makes it polarizing. Love it or hate it. So definitely Interlude Man. I think one other fragrance I love at this current moment, maybe equal or like a tie, that would be Boundless. I have Boundless here. Okay, so Boundless I love also as much as I love Interlude, but Boundless is sweet. This is not sweet. So definitely this is my number one today, Interlude Man by Amouage. What are your favorite or more like polarizing fragrance that you want to like but you cannot be or scared of it? Do let me know. I'll try them out if I didn't. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.